Dear Ministers, colleagues, I'm delighted to attend today the ministerial session of the World Sustainable Development Summit. The objective of a resilient planet to ensure a sustainable and just future puts a light on the challenges we collectively have to face due to the evolution of our way of lives, climate change, and the loss of biodiversity. We are all one in facing their consequences, and developed countries have to show the way. Our partnership with India is key to achieve ambitious and equitable solutions. First, on the fight against climate change. Since COP26, we are closer to the goal of limiting global warming to 1.5 degrees Celsius. However, some parties still need to submit their national determined contributions and long-term strategies to contribute to the movement toward 1.5. This is key to send a strong signal to markets that they, too, need to align their practices with our common objective. Mobilizing finance is a key requirement to enable developing countries to implement their ambition. At COP26, developed countries showed that they would meet the target of mobilizing $100 billion per year in developing countries in 2023 and then exceed it. Moreover, an alignment of public and private investments with the objectives of the Paris Agreement is needed to ensure a sustainable future. The rules of the Paris Agreement are now finalized, and it will allow the implementation of an international carbon market. In France, we are acting on finance first. Over the past few years, we have implemented and regularly strengthened reporting obligations on the climate impact of financial investors. This system requires investors to report annually on their strategy for aligning with the Paris Agreement and to set 5-year greenhouse gas emission targets up to 2050. With regard specifically to the transparency of financial information, all of the large French companies now recognize the recommendations of the Task Force on Climate-Related Financial Disclosures as a benchmark and are working to deepen their implementation. Then, on transparency of climate action, France will act to strengthen the international framework for accountability of climate commitments. The consolidation of the International Climate Action Programme, IPAC, launched within the OECD, will contribute to this. And on solidarity, France, alongside Germany, the US, the UK, and the European Commission, launched a Just Energy Transition Partnership with South Africa in 2021. We are ready to reiterate such a collaboration with other partners to accelerate environmental transition. France pledged to provide €6 billion in climate finance per year from 2021 to 2025, 1/3 of which will go to adaptation. And with the EU, we are the biggest contributor of public climate finance with €21.9 billion provided in 2019. As said before, all actors are needed in this fight against climate change. That is why the French One Planet Data Hub initiative, to be launched in March 2022, will aim to improve the visibility of non-state actors' commitments. Second, a resilient and equitable future also depends on the protection of biodiversity and of the global ocean. France and India are championing the High Ambition Coalition for Nature and People, which objective is to adopt a strong and ambitious target to protect at least 30% of lands and 30% of seas globally by 2030. We need to strengthen our efforts to mobilize new members and show a united front at the upcoming CBD and CCD COP15. The fight against deforestation also needs to be a top priority. The French presidency of the Council of the European Union is to conclude the negotiations on a regulation on deforestation-free products at the EU level. There is an urgent need for policy coherence related to deforestation-free supply chains for agricultural commodities. This will help transform our economies worldwide towards greener production, trade, and consumption. India and France are working very closely for the conclusion of the UN BBNJ legally binding treaty for the conservation and sustainable use of marine biological diversity of areas beyond national jurisdiction. This universal treaty will be the international legal framework to protect our global ocean. France, the European Union, and all member states are working hand in hand with the most ambitious countries, such as India, who was among the first joining the High Ambition Coalition on BBNJ. This coalition was launched during the One Ocean Summit, aiming to conclude the ambitious BBNJ Treaty on Ocean Protection as soon as possible in 2022. It is time to act for the ocean and to send our strong political support to negotiators. Last, a sustainable future also means the transition to a circular economy, which will reduce pressure on natural resources and will create sustainable growth. This is the aim of the EU's Circular Economy Action Plan. Circular economy has been one of the building blocks of France's green policies. We have been actively promoting recycling, and from 2015 we have been implementing measures against planned obsolescence, strengthening consumer rights and designed to improve the availability of spare parts. In 2020, France enacted a new law dedicated to promoting circular economy and curbing loss and waste. As an example, since January 2021, electronic appliances must feature a repairability index. This new index has been quickly successful with measurable effects on the consumption and repairability of appliances sold in France. Once again, the partnership with India is key. At bilateral level, we would like to work on the fight against plastic pollution, including marine litter. The French Development Agency launched innovative projects in India on this topic. At multilateral level, a draft resolution has been tabled in view of UNEA 5.2 to establish an intergovernmental committee to negotiate a global agreement on plastics. The resolution France and the EU co-sponsor aims to address plastic pollution and its impacts on human health, ecosystems and landscapes. The objective is to reach the elimination or minimization of all negative impacts of plastic throughout its life cycle. India's support and mobilization during UNEA will be once again key. I wish you a fruitful summit, and I trust that our team spirit will bring us success in all our initiatives. Thank you for your attention.